How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good, thanks. You?
Good. Yeah, really good. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for helping us out today. We're just to give you a bit of background. We're doing some facility chats with various clubs and people involved in grassroots football. So, yeah, really keen to have a chat with you about what's been happening at Finding Volta Juniors and what you've been up to. So, would you mind just, for the benefit of the people watching, your name, position, and what club you're with?
Yes, so it's Matt Bloomfield, chairperson of Finding Volta Juniors.
Great stuff. And as far as the club, you tell us a little bit about it, perhaps how many teams you've got, what age groups, etc.
Yeah, so currently we've got 14 teams that range from under 7s through to under 15s. We have pending for next season a girls team for under 11s that's due to start, that was created from our girls development session, and potentially 3 under 6 teams that will join us as under 7s next season as well, through a club run under 6s along with a PR sports partnership that we have on site at Huxlow Academy. So potentially growing to 18 teams in the club.
Fantastic. No, that's really good. Really good to hear. So you mentioned Huxlow Academy. So we met probably, I don't know, a year, 18 months or so ago around the partnership with Huxlow. Would you mind just sort of explaining for people how that came about and sort of what it looks like now?
Yeah, so I think it was October 21 that we met with yourself, kind of to discuss what our dream was of kind of establishing a home for the club, because although the club's been going since 2004 as a juniors section, it hasn't really had its own space. So we were keen to kind of make that happen as a committee. So after discussion with yourself, we understood what was available and what was out there and what we could propose. So going back probably 6 months prior to that, we did speak to the school about potentially having more pitches there, because we were hiring a 9v9 pitch only that we'd install with our own goals, etc. However, it wasn't viable at that point to take the partnership any further. We were just hiring. After speaking to yourself, we knew what was possible, and we built a proposal and went back to the school. Fortunately, the school would then instilled a new head teacher, Mr. Lech, who was incidentally ready to contact local clubs to discuss something about hiring out facilities or making better use of them anyway. So we created a proposal about installing pitches there and making it our home, and went and met with the school, explained to them what we could offer as a grassroots football club and what funding was available to us, and how we could maintain and improve the facilities and make it a mutually beneficial partnership. And never looked back since.
Great stuff. No, that's really good. I think the bit like you said about mutually beneficial, I think that's the key thing with any partnership, isn't it? Is trying to understand where each party's coming from and what opportunities there are on each side and how you can help each other. So yeah, that's really good. So the turnaround has been pretty quick, hasn't it? You managed to improve them over quite a short space of time. How have you done that, and what things have you done?
So we looked at funding, how we could fund initially the goalposts and a form of storage. So we got a storage container down there, and then we purchased the goals with partnership funding through the Football Foundation. So the Football Foundation was running a scheme on both of those items, whereby if we put in 25%, they'd pay the other 75%. So through fundraising, we had the 25% to put towards the goals and the container, and that was kind of the first step. And then after that, it's a lot of volunteer hours, strong committee, and a lot of coaches and parents that kind of believed in the dream of installing our own home at the school. So and then a lot of work, a lot of hours, a lot of meetings and a lot of forms to fill in, but we got the pitches put in, and we're home now. So
fantastic. So how have the pitches improved over the last year or so? Kind of what sort of difference has that made to your teams?
So previously we would be playing on pitches. It could be a council pitch, it could be another school that potentially doesn't have the funding to do the work that makes a pitch a better pitch and a better playing surface to play on. So looking at the pitches we played on previously to where we are now, our pitches are of a higher level. So when we went into Huxlow Academy, obviously they weren't at the standard that they needed to be, and there needed to be work done. So we got a pitch power report completed, and then for those that don't know, you complete your pitch power report. There's an app for that. It's relatively easy, and then once you've completed the steps, you get a report back within 2 or 3 weeks to say, this is your pitch, this is the standard it's at, and this is the work that you require to improve the standard of that pitch. So we've done 3 of those so far. And it's helped us to kind of pinpoint what work needs doing and what we need to do to have a better surface for the players.
Great. And what sort of difference would you say that's made for your teams if now the pitches are beginning to improve? What impact has that had, would you say?
So obviously a better playing surface leads to a better game of football. So I would say it's a more enjoyable experience. Obviously, having this space in itself has provided the club the opportunity to run like a girls' development session and many other things within that space as well. So it's just opened up the club to grow. So I think when we initially spoke in October 21, we had 11 teams. So within the 2 years, we could be looking at 18. So it provides overall growth for the club having the partnership and what we've achieved there so far.
That's fantastic. Can you talk a little bit about the support that you've had? Kind of, have you felt supported through the process, and kind of what role has the NFA and the Football Foundation and that how have they been involved?
Yeah, so obviously initially yourself was the biggest kind of support for us. So understanding what is available and speaking to the guys in charge of facilities at the Northants FA is always going to be your first step, understanding what is there and what can be achieved. What's the art of possible. And then from then on, we were pointed in the right direction of the Football Foundation, who, to be honest, the process is easier than people probably expect to get funding. Obviously, there's certain criteria you have to meet and forms you fill in, but it isn't difficult. If there's any issues, they come back and support you and say, right, I need this document or this proof of tenancy or long-term tenancy, and you can work things out. So the Football Foundation was a great help. The GMAs, the Grounds Maintenance Association, so two of us from the club are now grounds maintenance level 1 qualified for football pitches, so that helps. Also, the Grounds Maintenance Association portal on Hive, where it can help you with issues that you do have with pitches. And obviously, Julian Morris has been a support when we've needed him, when we've needed to get in contact. He's from the GMA as well. Usually on the portal, there's everything you need to know about grass pitches, and if you don't know, you can ask and you'll find out pretty quickly. It's a very good resource to use.
Fantastic. No, that's really good to hear. And yeah, the Hive Learning Portal, I think, is probably one of them hidden secrets that perhaps not as many people know about it as they should. But yeah, like you say, the support on there is fantastic, and we'll have the link on at the bottom so that people can access that if they want. What about the funding that you have? That's the grass pitch maintenance fund, isn't it? That's the 6-year funding. How is that? What companies have you used who've been able to do that work for you, and what impact have they had?
So in the first year, we used Premiership Lawn Care, who supported us with contract works in terms of scarifying, vertidraining, fertilising, disc seeding. So that helped us to have like proper knowledgeable work, like specialist work happen on site that we don't have the equipment to achieve, So that's been a great support. We've also had Cut Crew doing our line marking for us and potentially looking at doing our vertidraining for next season as well. So there's been a few companies involved that have supported us above and beyond, in my opinion, and I would say Cut Crew and Premiership Lawn Care are definitely two people that have done that for us.
Fantastic, great stuff. And so, you perhaps touched on it a little bit earlier, but the future ambitions for the club, kind of where are you looking to go next? What's your next step in your development?
So obviously we're always thinking big, but in the first instance, we want to make sure that we create teams in all age groups, because we have 2 age groups missing at the moment in the mixed teams, and then we're kind of a step into achieving our girls section. So long term, we would like to have teams in each of the age groups for the girls section as well. And then beyond that, obviously the dream would be having an all-weather surface on site and potentially changing rooms in a clubhouse. But obviously they're big dreams for the future, but you've got to think big.
Absolutely. Yeah, no harm in having ambitions and looking forward all the time, always looking at the next thing. So yeah, fantastic. Great stuff. Matt, thank you very much for your input and your comments today. It's been really good to catch up. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Speak soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.